Welcome my family. Before we jump in, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. I'd also love to know where are you watching from and what time is it there. Please hype me on YouTube. Thanks. I used to think I'd do anything for my son. Now I flinch every time I see a hockey net. Story 1. The hunting ground. I thought I'd do anything for my son. His hockey net, a rusted relic from his father, finally gave way during a slap shot. The light in his eyes didn't just dim, it vanished. So when the ad appeared, regulation hockey net, brand new, must sell tonight. Cheap. I didn't hesitate. The price was absurdly low. The instructions were specific. Rest stop 22, I-90 westbound, 9 p.m. Come alone. The last part should have been a warning, but my desperation translated it as urgency. The rest stop was a concrete island in a sea of black prairie. One flickering overhead light buzzed like an angry wasp. Two men leaned against a dented white van with no plates. They didn't wave. As I stepped out, the cold bit through my jacket. "I'm here for the net," I called, my voice swallowed by the vast emptiness. The taller one, face shadowed by a hood, didn't move. "You came alone?" His voice was flat, a checkpoint inquiry. "Yes, it's just me." My heart began to hammer. The shorter man took a subtle step to the side, flanking me. That's when I saw it. Not the glint of metal poles, but the dull sheen of a hunting knife held low against his thigh. There was no net. The ad was bait. Time froze. The buzzing light was the only sound. I was calculating the distance to my car door when salvation arrived in silence. A state trooper's cruiser, dark until that moment, flooded the lot with pulsing red and blue. The two men didn't run. They evaporated. The van screeched away into the night. The trooper, a young man with weary eyes, listened to my shaky story. "You're lucky," he said. "Not the first time that ad's been used." He wouldn't elaborate, but his grim expression said enough. "We thought we'd escaped. We were wrong. They found us." A week later, a truck idled at the foot of our driveway for hours, engine off, just a dark silhouette against the moonlit gravel. Then, boot prints appeared in the frosted field behind our house, leading to our old barn and stopping at the door as if someone had stood there, listening. A small, soil-stained package appeared on our porch. Inside, wrapped in newspaper, was a hockey puck caked in what looked like dried mud. My son quit hockey that day. He put his gear on the curb without a word. The sheriff came out once, shrugged, and stopped returning our calls. The quiet in our house isn't empty anymore. There's a held breath, a listening silence. Last night, I dreamt of my son smiling by a gleaming new net in our driveway. "Look, Mom," he said, but behind him, a tall figure stepped from the dying cornfield, just watching. I woke knowing the truth. They weren't selling a net. They were assessing prey. They were hunting for a family, and we just confirmed we were perfect candidates. Story 2. The woman in the walls selling the old Ford pickup was a financial necessity. Angela responded to the ad, her voice soft and melodic over the phone. She paid with a cashier's check from a local bank and drove away with a wave. 3 days later, the check bounced. Account closed. Frustrated, I called her. The melodic voice was gone, replaced by a chilling, flat calm. "You deposited the check?" she asked. "It bounced. We need to sort this out." A long, dead-air pause. Then, "You shouldn't have called me, Michael." She used my name, one I'd never given her. The line went dead. 2 nights later, I woke to a soft shink from the kitchen, the sound of a knife being pulled from the wooden block. I found her there, bathed in the fridge's light. Angela. She held our largest chef's knife, her fingers tracing the edge. She turned, her eyes empty. "You let me in," she whispered. The deputies took her away, but she never left. That night, our bolted back door was found ajar. A low, tuneless hum began to echo from the heating vents. Our disconnected landline would ring once at 3 a.m. Answering yielded only that same hum. We found her footprints in a fresh dusting of snow, a perfect set circling the house, pressing against every window. The final straw was the knife, our knife, found laid neatly in the center of our bedroom floor, polished clean. The sheriff advised us to move. But this farm is our life, our history. We stayed. Now the silence has a tune. I hear her hum in the groan of the water pipes, in the specific sigh of wind through the barn's loose board. Sometimes, in the deepest part of the night, a localized chill settles beside the bed, and I feel a cold breath against my ear, carrying the whisper that has become our truth. You let me in. Story 3. The ghost in the machine. Loneliness after the divorce was a hollow, echoing room. I sought connection online, where I met Maris. Her prose was poetic. Her warmth felt genuine through the screen. After months of talking, she suggested we meet at an old family farmhouse, sending GPS coordinates, not an address. The place was a corpse. Boards covered the windows, the roof sagged. No car was in sight. Primal alarm screamed in my head. I texted her, "This place is abandoned." Her reply was instant. "Come inside. I'm in the back." I put the car in reverse. As I did, a gunshot cracked the silence and my front tire blew. I drove on the rim, sparks flying, never looking back. The local police were skeptical. They ran the coordinates. "The Miller place?" An officer said, pity in his eyes. "Burned down in '98. Nothing's there but a foundation. They found my tire, but no shell casings." She followed me home. The first email held a high-resolution photo of me, asleep in my bed, timestamped 3:17 a.m. the previous night. The subject line, "You came too soon." I moved, changed my name. The emails always found the new address. Last night, in my latest sterile apartment, the lights flickered and died. The air grew thick with the scent of lilacs and ozone. In the black reflection of my TV screen, I saw her standing behind my chair, pale and patient. The running was over. The hiding was a joke. I didn't scream. I said, "I'm here." Her reflection smiled. I felt a displacement of air, a chill that wasn't temperature, as her lips brushed my ear. "Now you're real," she whispered. The lights snapped back on. The room was empty, but the connection was made. The ghost had crossed the screen. Story 4. Callan's delivery. The sofa was a necessity for my new, empty apartment. Bryce seemed normal online. A guy moving, needing quick cash. We met in a supermarket lot. He was friendly, helped me load it. As I drove off, I saw him in my rearview, not leaving, just watching. That night, at 2:17 a.m., a dark pickup idled across from my building. A week later, my apartment door, which I always deadbolt, gave a long, slow creak. From the dark hall, a man's voice whispered a single, unfamiliar name, Callan. I moved states, was meticulous. He found my new building. The intercom buzzed at 2:17 a.m. Delivery for Pierce. Callan's order. I live in hiding now. My new landlord mentioned the last tenant, a man who fled in the middle of the night, breaking his lease. Quiet guy. Name was Callan Pierce. Now every night sound is a threat. Just before dawn, I still jolt awake to the imagined sound of a lock turning, a door sighing open, and that soft, searching whisper from the hall. Callan. The transaction was never for a sofa. It was a verification. He was confirming the identity of his target, Callan Pierce. And I, by showing up with cash, had volunteered for the role. Story 5. Don't look away. Loneliness made Marcus's red flags look like intriguing banners. At the bar, he was gentle, a good listener. Then he confessed, 2 years for aggravated assault. He cried, "I saw a redeemed man." Then his phone lit up with a call from Anna. The contact photo, a close-up of a brutally bruised woman's face. "She does that to herself," he claimed, "to manipulate me." I tried to leave. His texts grew desperate, always about her stalking him. I met him one last time. In my car, he sobbed, then tried to jump out on the highway. "She'll never stop," he screamed. A week later, Anna contacted me. Photos of her injuries. "He says you're next." The police found no record of either. But the messages continued. A note under my door, "You're easy too." I fled to my sister's. The first night, a gaunt man stood in her driveway, smiling up at my window. He left an envelope with 3 photos. Marcus, Anna, and me, a photo taken before I'd ever met him. The caption, "We never stopped." The detectives said it was a duo, or one person with multiple personas, engaged in coercive control. Their product isn't theft, it's fear. They harvest sanity. Now I keep the curtains closed. When the wind sounds like a whisper, I still hear Marcus's calm, final warning from the highway shoulder. Don't look away. The horror is realizing that looking was the trap all along, and I was on stage from the moment I walked into that bar. Story 6. The humming in apartment 3B. I'm a writer. For research, I scroll Craigslist personals, listening to the aches of strangers. That's where I found the loner. Ads seeking someone who hears the humming in the walls. Then one addressed to me, to the woman in 3B. You hear it too, don't you? Emails followed. Photos of my street, my window taken at night. An audio file. My own sleeping breaths, overlaid with a whisper. I'm already inside. Then the hum began. A deep, subaudible pulse in the plaster that synced with my keystrokes. One night, I whispered hello to the wall. Something tapped back 3 times. The police found nothing. I fled to a motel. At 3:12 a.m., a text arrived. You can't unplug the walls. Attached was a photo of me, asleep in that motel bed, taken minutes before. I'm always running, but a final email always finds me, its subject line a chilling taunt. Still here. The internet didn't create this monster. It just gave a home to something that was already breathing in the static between worlds, and my curiosity tuned into its frequency. Now it's tuned into me. Story 7. The 40 trap flipping electronics is how I survive. The ad was perfect. PS3, 40, need gone tonight. The meat spot, the abandoned hillside mall. It's quiet then, the seller said. 2 men waited by a dark sedan. A cardboard box sat between them. Cash first, one said. As I reached for my wallet, I saw the pistol tucked in his waistband. I threw the money and ran. 2 shots rang out, shattering my rear window. The police called it a robbery gone wrong. But the ads didn't stop. PS3 for sale. 40 Hillside Mall. After 9, different numbers, the same stock photo. They followed me to a remote cabin I'd rented. Fresh tire tracks ended 20 feet from the door. A text arrived, despite no service. Still owe us 60. I went back to the mall in daylight to reclaim the place. A figure stood at the far end of the cavernous corridor, holding up a phone, recording me. Suddenly, every dead fluorescent light in the ceiling blazed to life. In the reflections of 100 soot-blackened store windows, I saw 2 shadows detach from the pillars behind me. I don't stop driving now. I just move, waiting for the echo of those gunshots to fade from my mind. But they don't fade. They play on a loop. The 40 wasn't for a console. It was an entry fee into a hunt, and I'm the game that's still in play. Story 8. The tools at Pine View Plaza. I fix things. This is what I do. The ad for a professional DeWalt toolkit for a fraction of its value was a gift. April was friendly, full of smiley faces. We agreed to meet at Pine View Plaza, a dead strip mall. A man stepped from behind a pillar. April sent me. He placed a heavy duffel bag on my hood. The tools are free now. His phone buzzed. On the cracked screen, I saw my own number calling. His grin widened. You're early. I slammed my door and fled. Later, emails arrived with photos of my car from that night. Then a call, a woman's voice layered with static. You left your tools. I've been waiting. Against all sense, I went back. The plaza was a tomb. My phone buzzed. Don't turn around. My car keys were gone from my pocket. From the darkness, his calm voice. You shouldn't have come back. I ran, escaping through a broken fire door. The next morning, a single DeWalt screwdriver sat on my porch with a note. You forgot this. Now there's a hum in my walls. Not electrical. It's the sound of waiting. And I know I'll go back to that plaza. Because I fix broken things. And I can't stand knowing someone. There is still broken, waiting in the dark for me to make it whole. Story 9. The witness as a paramedic. I thought I was shock-proof. Then I saw the ad. Need medical help for personal procedure. 1,000 cash. Must not ask questions. A photo showed a leg with a black line drawn above the knee. The poster, Marcus, claimed to have body integrity dysphoria. He didn't want to be healed. He wanted the limb gone. I dismissed it as a sick joke until he sent a video. In a dim basement, a masked man used bolt cutters on his own pinky finger. The wet, cracking sound was one I will never unhear. He found my work email. You're ignoring something important. He sent coordinates to a rural barn. Morbid duty compelled me to go. He was there, leg bandaged, eyes gleaming with fever. You open the video. You understand. He gestured to the bolt cutters on a stool. Help me finish. I ran. A week later, that barn burned to the ground. No body was found. But the messages never stopped. Need medical help for final step. They arrive at random hours, even during my shifts. Last night, in my garage, I found a single, straight black line drawn on the concrete floor where I always stand to take off my boots. The latest message wasn't from Marcus. The sender's name field simply read, Leah, my own name. The witness has become part of the procedure. Story 10. The reflection. I'm Anna, a former detective. My undoing was a true crime forum thread about Barbara, a woman with a rare genetic disorder that gave her a child's appearance. For decades, she'd infiltrated families, posing as a lost girl, then vanishing. A haunting, grainy still from a baby monitor feed showed her smiling behind a tied-up boy. Someone had written my name beneath it. Then the messages started. Stop watching. Photos of me taken from inside my own hallway minutes prior. Anna never left. I moved, barricaded myself in. The smell of sour milk seeped from the vents. A knocking pattern came from the floor below. Tap, tap, tap. Pause. Tap, tap, tap. My landlord warned me never to open the basement door. One night, it creaked open on its own. My flashlight beam found her crouched behind the furnace. A small figure in a pinafore dress, her braided hair dusty, her eyes ancient in a child's face. She smiled. That's not my name, she said, just as my light died. I'm always running now. I use cash. I tell people my name is Barbara. But sometimes, in the reflective window of a passing train, I see her standing just behind me, a small, cold hand on my shoulder. She whispers the truth I can no longer deny. You were me first. The hunter had been studying her own reflection all along. Story 11. The dreamer. Loneliness is a quiet beast. I answered an ad from Nate, searching for someone who dreams. He claimed to dream of people before he met them. He knew intimate things, that I slept with my window open in my old downtown apartment, that the distant sound of trains comforted me. He sent a blurry photo of a bedroom. It took me a moment to recognize the pattern of light through the curtains, my old curtains, down to a specific tear. From the dream, he wrote. Then came a photo of me, asleep in my current bed. The police said it was a sophisticated deep fake. I covered every webcam, barricaded my door. At a roadside motel, a new email arrived. Don't move. Attached was an aerial, heat signature image of me lying in that motel bed, taken moments before. I finally felt safe in a friend's remote mountain cabin. The silence was absolute, healing. I built a fire, made tea, and for the first time in months, I breathed. And then, 3 slow, deliberate, earth-shaking knocks reverberated through the heavy wooden front door. Not a dream, an arrival. Story 12. The dog in the basement. When my dog Oscar vanished, I plastered the town with flyers, including online forums. Henry emailed, I found your dog. He's in my basement, out of the rain. The address led to a derelict house at the wood's edge. Henry was gaunt, with a practiced smile that didn't touch his eyes. He's shy. He comes better when he hears your voice. From the dark basement stairs, a soft, pleading whine echoed Oscar's exact sound. But it repeated, perfectly, a digital loop. We fled. The sheriff said the house had been vacant for years, But emails came with attached photos of Oscar in a concrete room. He's downstairs. A USB drive arrived in my mailbox containing a video of him, tail giving a weak wag. A voiceover whispered, "He comes better when he hears your voice." We went back. It was a trap. In the pitch-black basement, a speaker played the looping whine. Henry's voice slithered from the darkness. "Because you came back." A struggle. A crash. The smell of damp earth. I woke at dawn in my own driver's seat, parked haphazardly on the roadside, disoriented and bruised. The next morning, Oscar's brand new collar, clean with his name engraved, was waiting on my porch. I still get the emails. He's downstairs. And on still, quiet nights, I sometimes hear it from the tree line behind my new house. A perfect, pitiful looping whine. Too clean. Too empty. A recording played on repeat, waiting for its intended audience to answer the call one final time.